Hi, it's Alexis.
Hi, I'm Josh.
And welcome back to week 5 of EngiLIVE. Today we'll be talking to you about what we do in between cue at matches and also what we have in our pits that helps keep it safe and organized. Perfect. So what we'll do is we'll run through some of these next following photos and they'll show you some of our own components that we use here at the EngiNerds. So our first photo is our battery cart. You'll see here that we currently have spots for 12 batteries. There are 6 chargers, which means we have 6 batteries constantly charging and 6 that are off to the side that we'll know are charged. To help ensure that we know they're charged, we'll put a battery clip in them at times when we put them on the robot cart. That way when we switch them out quickly, then we'll know that it's sure. You can also always keep a battery beak, which is that green lanyard right there that will help you know the status of your battery. We recommend keeping multiple batteries charged at your competition. That way you always have one ready, especially when it comes to eliminations when there's quick match turnarounds. So for the next photo, do you want to talk about the robot cart, Josh?
So the robot cart is used to push the robot around, obviously. We keep many tools and things like zip ties and whatnot on the robot cart. It holds the robot up so we can access parts from under it. And yeah, anything else? Okay.
Perfect. So this is an example of our pits right here. You'll see that we have, this is our pits from World last year, which you'll see they're a little bit larger. This was also when teams were packing up though, so it looks a little bit larger than it seems. You'll see we have our multiple components that we do around the outskirts of the pit, and then we have our robot cart on the inside. So you'll see that there's many people in our pits right now, but during competitions we try keeping it to a smaller amount. That way it doesn't get so cluttered because you are given such a small space. So for the next slide. So this is our current workbench as of now. You'll see we have a lot of different materials on here. We try to keep it as organized as possible. So in our black and yellow boxes, we have them sorted by bolts or what kind of screws they are, their sizes. And then you'll see we also have clear tubs to use for our materials in our stock. Also up top, that black part actually folds up. It's folded down right now to help contain all the materials inside. But when it's folded up, then you're able to have additional workspace. At competitions, we also put TVs onto here to display our partners, which are our sponsors. And this is something that gives us ample space, but also helps for transportation. So next photo, please. Want to talk about this? Okay. That's all right. This is our new Engi pit is what we're calling it. So basically we have a giant Craftsman toolbox and that huge workbench, which takes up a lot of room. It's hard to transport and it's kind of old, so it's not so structurally stable. So what we've done right now is we're recreating a new part. So for one of our students' Eagle Scout projects, he helped work closely with mentors to make this. So they did the welding for it, and as you'll see, we don't have as many materials as we used to. When we went to competitions, we would bring a lot of stuff that we didn't always use. So now we're going to try to bring the things that we think are necessary. So the bolts that we use on a robot rather than every bolt imaginable. That way we can help save space and travel easier, and we just know where things are better. Perfect. So this is this giant toolbox I was talking about. We've used this for an extremely long time, but also, like I said, things kind of get pushed to the back of the drawers. So if you just take out what you need, then you save space, and when you have a small pit, that's really necessary. Okay, perfect. So do you want to talk about students in the pits and stuff more?
So one system we use is we have schedules for students in the pit. What that helps do is students have a specific job they do around competitions, including things like scouting, pit crew, the drive team, and then other like tasks we also do sometimes, card tables. Then they also have free times. Students who aren't drive teams get free times, which allows them to come into pits, but not everybody will have free times at the same time, making less students in the pit at once, which is good because if there's a lot of people in a space with a ton of tools around, there could be injuries, people can trip, hurt themselves, stuff like that, and you want to keep everybody clear because it's more efficient to work in. So better workspace, better work environment.
Absolutely. So some of our recommendations to you, if you're a new team or a veteran team, it's really, you might think that you have a lot of space and you want to bring so much stuff, but then you go to your pit at competition and you might not have enough room for all of that and for your students and for your robot. Because when you want to fix something on your robot, you don't want to have to be shoving things out of your way in the process. So we recommend looking at your robot components. Do you have all the Allen wrenches you need? Do you, maybe if you need files, if you need drills, all of those kind of things. But maybe that thing you haven't used since 2014, you might be able to leave it behind, because if there's that in case moment, you might not have that. And then if you do, that there's always other teams at competitions who are really friendly who might let you borrow that part or that tool that you need.
Yeah. One more thing you should keep in your pit always is extra safety glasses and earplugs. Because one, lots of kids on teams or in areas want to have safety glasses. If you want any guests to come back in the pit, always should have safety glasses, and then earplugs for if anybody's using large machinery or loud machinery. So
I agree. Also with Josh, we always keep 2 first aid kits.
Yep.
So we have one that's easily accessible, so it has your Band-Aids, your tweezers if you get a splinter, that kind of stuff. But we also have a larger stock one that has ice packs, bandages,
burn creams,
yes.
Yeah, tons of stuff, bandages of all sorts, sizes, and
absolutely
all that. Burn creams. It has instructions for if anybody is in the pit who doesn't know first aid or isn't certified in something, so they can do it as well as they can. We have slings, stuff like that. So
also we have a battery spill kit,
yep.
which all students on our team learn how to use, and a fire extinguisher easily available. That way, if something happens, every student's prepared and everything's ready. We also keep a first aid kit on the robot battery cart, which is really useful because if you get injured out in the field, you don't want to have to go back all the way to the pits to grab a Band-Aid, when it could just bleed more. So it's something to think about when you're deciding what you want to bring to competition this year or what your plan is for your layout. So, do you have any other things to add?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, perfect. Thanks for tuning in this week. See you on the next episode of EngiLIVE.